Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am in a park right now and so fucking paranoid that someone's gonna walk past, but we're just gonna roll with it. Today I want to talk about feeling lost in your 20s. This is the third episode of a series I'm making about universally relatable challenges and experiences that apply to your 20s. Being in your 20s is a really exciting but chaotic, hard and rewarding time. I want to be a platform where we can talk about it. If you're interested in that, definitely subscribe. This is going to be part 1 on this topic. I've already started filming a part 2 where I'm interviewing my friends. Anyway, let's just get started. Okay, a little brief background. If you don't know me, what I'm doing at this time of my life. I've mentioned this so many times in my videos that if maybe you watch me or know me, you're like, shut up, Grace. I'm an actress. I haven't been doing it for very long. I was doing a part-time acting course last year, and then this year I've began to audition. I got an agent and I'm on that journey now. What am I thinking in terms of, will I do this for the rest of my life? I mentioned in my last video I was feeling a bit of questioning coming around my path, and it was definitely related to the fact that, and maybe you can relate as well, that I have so many different interests and passions and lives and career paths I want to pursue, and I am getting to a point now where I don't want to let go of acting completely, but I am considering I want to study something else. I haven't made up my mind yet. Also just trying to stay open-minded about not having any rigid idea of what success is or has to look like. Living on purpose and living sustainably in a way that works for you looks different for everybody, and for a while there I very much had an intense pressure of like, I need to do acting and I need acting to be so successful and I need that to be my main thing and I need to be able to make money from acting, prove all these people wrong that doubted me and all of that. And also like I just wanted to do it for myself, and now I'm staying open to what's kind of flowing, and I think it is okay to explore multiple things in your life. That's kind of my journey, but I just wanted to talk about the past year and a half and how I've been navigating feeling lost and figuring it out in your 20s, because it's kind of a ridiculous thing that we like graduate school and then are then expected to choose what we want to do for the rest of our lives. And I also think that that way of framing our life path and our purpose and our career is in some ways outdated. I think if that works for you, that's great. For me personally, what's helping me is seeing this decade of my 20s just as a time of exploration and trusting that everything I do, even if I don't end up pursuing that path, is teaching me about myself, is teaching me about the world, is teaching me about other people. So I just am not seeing any experience I have as not valuable, which of course is me on my better days, and there's other days where I'm completely spiraling and I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. The way I experience societal judgment on a micro level that probably has the most impact on me is this remaining idea of what's regarded as living a successful life in society's eye, maybe a more traditional path of going to uni and then getting a corporate 9-to-5 and climbing up the ladder and making a lot of money and being seen as society as someone who's contributing, especially as somebody who's been following a creative path and is just exploring and having fun. I feel like I cop a lot of passive-aggressive comments, a lot of judgment from others that maybe people don't even realize that those comments have such an impact, but they definitely affect the way that I have felt about what I'm doing. And it's interesting, last year I was so in the flow with my acting and reaching all these little milestones, which like giving me such a great sense of meaning. I felt happy, which is the most important thing, right? And then I get people be like, so when will you go to uni? Or so what are you going to do next? And it was just those little moments of maybe I would do something in the future that's different, but it just made me feel like that person didn't see what I was doing as something that was valid. It made me question what I was doing, even though within myself I was feeling very content. And I think that can go the other way of you're doing something that in society's eyes is regarded as a real career and a real job and a real path, and you may be feeling unhappy in that, and then getting everyone's praise and encouragement may feel like even though you're unhappy, you feel the pressure to keep going. I always hear people talking about the 20s, the decade where you should explore, you should take risks. On the inside, it feels like there is a lot of pressure to have it figured out. And the crazy thing is with timeline pressure is so many different people I have spoken to, like older people, even people in their late 20s, 20s, I'll talk to them and I'm like, so what were you doing at my age? What they were doing is completely different to the path they now pursue. And yet for some reason being here, it feels so important that the path I'm doing is going to be the be all end all. That's the thing that I try and remind myself is, especially in this new generation, in the time that we are living in, I think it's going to be and already is increasingly normal for people to have multiple different careers. We have such an urgency culture of you have to have it all figured out now, and I think it takes away a lot of the value and enjoyment in the journey. There is just no one prescription for anyone. One thing I think about a lot is we are here to experience and to learn and to feel a sense of purpose while we're here. And even when we don't feel purpose in that, we're learning and we're experiencing. So us just being here and living every day, there is still a purpose that's being fulfilled. We're growing, we're learning, we're experiencing things. Another really hard thing with feeling lost in your 20s is comparison. Comparison is something that I have definitely struggled with in many moments and in many ways. It's easy with social media. It's easy to compare yourself, but I find that every time I do fall into comparison, it takes me away from being where I am, to connecting to my unique path, to connecting to myself, to then come to a place where I can take the next step that is right for me. It's just a dead end. Comparing yourself is a dead end because it's not actually possible to compare yourself. You have no idea, especially if you're comparing yourself to people online, what somebody's reality is actually like, what different struggles they have. There's just no way you can take two human beings and compare their unique paths. Everybody has their own timing with their life, and everybody has their own way of coming to finding their purpose. I think when you completely just don't even put comparison as a thing in your mind, that's another way of feeling so much freedom, which I'm still working on and I still fall into. I love that quote. It's like, you're always on time for your own life. You're never going to get closer to what you want by comparing yourself to other people and beating yourself up. That other quote I love is, you're not going to shame yourself into a version you love. Something along those lines, but I think it's so true. I will often talk to so many people that in my head, they have it all figured out. I'll hear people that have finished a degree and they'll be like, yeah, I don't want to get a job in this field. Like, I actually feel like this isn't right for me, and go through that whole journey of the difficulty of having put so much time into something and then realizing it's not right for you. And also people that are studying uni still don't feel sure about what they're doing. Same as me. I've been pursuing this path of acting and I know it's something I want to do in one aspect. There's still so many questions I have about my path, the rest of my life, my career, how I'm going to find purpose. There's still so many questions. That's a good reminder to yourself as well. If you're in a space where you're comparing yourself to other people, or you just feel like everyone around you is at least doing something, know that there are people that are doing that and still not feeling they know or have it completely figured out. And that's okay. My mom always says, like, especially when you're a young person and in your early 20s, but in your 20s in general, it's really important developmentally to follow your greatest callings in your heart and follow your dreams. If you don't know what that is, to find out, try things. It doesn't have to be, again, be all end all. Like, follow an interest. This decade of your 20s is about exploration, and hopefully, not hopefully, but inevitably, every single experience you have is going to teach you stuff that's going to help you in whatever endeavor you pursue next. Giving yourself time and grace and taking the fucking pressure off to have it all figured out. And I'm telling myself this as well while I'm saying this, but so many people I talk to, I talked to my mum and she started uni degree to be early childhood educator in her 40s, and now that's what she does. And I know so many people that started studying when they were in their 30s, 40 or whatever, and have succeeded. I think what I'm trying to remind myself is take the fucking pressure off. Have trust in yourself, in the universe, in your intentions are clear and you're just wanting to learn and you're just putting your energy in where it calls you to, it will work out. So that is my rant. I hope that anything that I could have said could help. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye. Dun, 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 dun.